Yeah, we're still seeing the video. It's in there, but we see it. And we're just, be careful of the touch temperature. That's why we wanted to get it off, so when you do eventually find it, just be careful of touch temps. And it looks like it's in the overhead at the port starboard handrail pointing at the hatch. But don't worry about that now. So we'll get the SCUs out of the pouch, DCM covers open and Velcroed, and then connect the SCU to the DCM.
EV2, I've got the SCU connected to the DCM.
Copy, EV2.
Connected, locked.
Copy, EV1, connected and locked. Okay.
Let's see, that's a kind of a chocolate mess back here.
Okay, copy. We'll make sure that the IV crew knows.
Okay.
All right. Okay, now we are going to switch water off. Expect a water is off message. And a note, a TCV setting of 8.
Water off.
Copy, EV1, water off.
Water off.
Copy, EV2, water off. All right, a caution, do not close the hatch until EMU water off for 2 minutes.
Ike, what did you say about you want TCVs at 8?
A note that TCV setting of 8 max cold minimizes time for SCU cooling.
Once the crew lock is completely repressured, the astronauts on the other side of the Quest airlock will bring our spacewalkers from the crew lock portion of the airlock to the equipment lock and will help them doff their suits, and the safers will be removed.
How are you doing positioning-wise, Kayla? Do you need me to move or anything?
No, I think for now I can reach the hatch keep.
Okay.
I might need to move as I'm closing the hatch, but I'll let you know.
Okay.
Okay, we're just standing by for a timer here for you guys. Give me 1 second.
No worries.
All right, we've had our 2 minutes from water off, and so now, Kayla, verify the outer hatch is clear of hardware. And I know you've got a lot going on in there, so just give it a good look over, and then we'll start to close the hatch.
Outer hatch is clear of hardware.
Okay, verify the handle position per the hatch decal.
Sure. That's verified, Ike.
Okay, and then you can close and lock the hatch.
Got it. Released from the hatch keep. I'll probably need to bring my seat toward the IV hatch, Roger.
Okay.
As I close it.
Okay. That room behind to do that.
And watch. And I'm going to bring my feet a little bit closer to you. Hatch is latched and locked.
Nicely done.
Nice job. All right, we are.
Hecka is off.
Nice job. Way to grab that, Hecka. All right, we are moving to the pre-repress cue card. All right, EV1 and EV2 on your DCM. Check your SCU is locked to your DCM.
SCU is locked to my DCM.
SCU is locked to DCM.
All right, EV1, EV2, check switch water off for 2 minutes. And we gave you the 2 minutes.
My water switch is off.
EV1 copy. EV2 copy. All right. And the crew lock, check EV hatch closed and locked.
Hatch is closed and the latch is locked.
Copy, Roger. On the UIA, check the oxygen EMU 1 and 2 valves, open.
They are both open, 1 and 2.
Okay, Roger. Check switch power EV1 and 2. 2 switches on, ON.
They're changing on. Okay, 2 power switches on and 2 LEDs. Green.
Confirm 2 LEDs on?
Correct, 2 LEDs are on.
Okay, check power EV1 and 2 volts equal to 18 to 19 volts.
EV1 18.8, EV2 18.6.
Good numbers. All right, on your DCMs, switch power to SCU and EV, expect a warning tone.
On and SCU.
Copy EV1.
EV2 and SCU.
Copy EV2. It has been an honor and a privilege working with you. Way to go, Turtles. Handing you over to the suit, Ivy.
And during that handover, just a few words. Thanks, Ike, for an awesome day today. Working through some off-nominal stuff. The flight control team was really on the spot working through those things. So we'd like to thank our flight director, Mike Lammer, Andy Moore, our EVA rep in the flight control room, our EVA task lead, Emma Welch, EVA task support, Adam Moore, EMU Systems, Malik Russell, EVA Systems Airlock, Stephen Delano, and our rep from the EVA office, Maria Tolar. And I'd also like to mention that Mark Vandehei now holds the record for longest continuous American space flight. It's a team effort to go EVA, and it's a team effort to have Mark up here for that year. I'm going to congratulate him and the rest of the team on an awesome day.
From the airlock, Kayla, thanks for those great words. And with that, you can take the O2 actuator to press for 1 and 2.
And that was some thoughtful words from Kayla Barron, reflecting on the hard work on the ground and those who support and help make this spacewalk possible. She also congratulated Mark Vandehei for now being the longest U.S. astronaut in orbit. 340 days today with 15 more to go, landing on March 30th with 355 consecutive days in space.
And EV2's still working it. Kayla, on top of your main workstation.
Awesome. And let me know if I can get out of your way at all.
DB2's in press.
1 and 2 in press. Kayla, check the EV hatch MPEV is closed.
EV hatch MPEV is closed.
Copy that. We're going to start equalizing pressure with the IV hatch valve. You can expect an alert tone, and at 4.0 you can expect an alert tone. Equalizing now.
Roger. Maybe slow down a little bit.
Slow down just a little bit.
Copy, slowing down.
I got a good clear on both sides.
Okay. Get the continues at the rate.
Yep, we're good.
And with repressurization having begun, our spacewalk clock for the day will now end. The spacewalk officially ended at 2:06 p.m. Central Time, 3:06 p.m. Eastern. The elapsed time for this spacewalk was 6 hours and 54 minutes.
Probably go a little bit faster.
Okay.
Copy, picking up the rate just a little bit. Roger, we're at a 2-minute timer now for the pressure to stabilize.
Roger.
Airlock Houston on Space to Ground 1.
Go ahead.
Go ahead on 1 for the airlock.
Yes, sir. Just a couple of things. A reminder that potentially EV1's HECA is going to be hot because we were unable to turn it off. So just be watchful there.
It is off.
Also, a note that the spaghetti mess of the safety tether there, so you might, it may spring out when you open the hatch. And lastly, to have the hefty bag on standby. Copy. See it there.
Copy. We have the hefty bag on standby right next to us. We'll watch for the safety tether to spring out, and we'll avoid the HECA for touch temperatures.
In the equipment lock portion of the airlock, you see Matthias Maurer and Tom Marshburn, who will help our spacewalkers doff their spacesuits once they bring them in from the other side of the hatch after repress has concluded.
Kayla, Roger. We've finished the 2-minute timer. We're waiting for the 1-minute leak check to get pressures.
Roger.
Copy.
Nice work out there, Roger.
Same to you. Crushed it. Nice job with all the solutions at the end. Very nice.
Yeah, always gotta love working through a bunch of challenges at the very end of the day, huh?
Yep.
Nice job.
For 1 to 2, it's 257.5, unchanged after a minute. We have no leak. Check your glove heaters are OFF.
Heaters are off.
He's off.
Check gloves for contamination. Let us know if you have any.
If you want, I got some smudging previously reported, but no contamination.
And EV2 same.
Copy, no contamination. A warning here, if you have any Cup 1 symptoms that you notice during a repress, report them as Cup 2. And obviously, if you've had any DCS, just leave your O2 actuator in press. But if not, take the O2 actuator for both of you to IV.
Work. V1, O2 actuators, and IV.
And EV2's an IV.
Copy, both in IV. We're in step 11, IV hatch equalization valve. I'll start bringing the pressure back out in there.
Roger.
Kayla and Roger, how you doing? I can pick up the rate if you'd like.
I could do a little bit faster.
Same.
Copy, picking up the rate.
With the completion of today's spacewalk, we have some updated statistics. Today, the 247th spacewalk in support of ISS assembly, maintenance, and upgrades. The second spacewalk of 2022. It is the third spacewalk during Expedition 66. It is the second spacewalk for Kayla Barron, EV1, which donned the red suit, totaling 13 hours and 26 minutes. It is the first spacewalk for iROSA Chari, EV2, totaling 6 hours and 54 minutes. Total spacewalk time over 1,562 hours and 31 minutes, which is the equivalent of 65 days, 1 hour, and 31 minutes. Expedition 66 with 3 spacewalks, total time is 20 hours and 37 minutes. And before we end our coverage, we have another special guest with us, Kearney. Laura is the program manager for the newly created Extravehicular Activity and Human Surface Mobility Program. Hi, Laura.
Hi, Shaniqua. How are you today?
I'm doing great. We are now at the end of this EVA, and we still have the spacewalkers repressing, but as they come through, we'll see their suits. I want you to tell the folks watching today what the difference we'll see with this suit and future Artemis suits.
Well, we're really excited to be building the next generation suit, both for the ISS program and for Artemis. You'll see a lot of similarities, but obviously a lot of upgrades as well. Right, the current EMU is quite old, originally built to support the shuttle program, and has been, upgraded for both shuttle and space station over the decades. But the Artemis suit's going to bring some really neat new advantages to us, particularly in the mobility. The mobility of the new suit is going to be greatly increased, and we will not only be using that additional mobility for ISS, but particularly when we get to the lunar surface, where we have a gravity field and we really need that extra mobility so that our astronauts don't get too tired. You're going to see also the suits be able to fit a much wider range of astronaut sizes. So we'll be able to support very, very small crew members all the way up to very large crew members. So a wide range of anthropometric size. Of course, just technology has come a long way since the EMU was first designed. So we're going to see a lot of neat new capabilities, like in heads-up displays and the helmet, a lot of dual redundancy and safety systems within the life support system itself. Of course, when we're on the lunar surface, we have to worry about dust. So we will be making sure we take care of the dust and the special overgarments that we have with the new suit for Artemis. And those are some of just the big highlights.
That's awesome to hear, and I now see that we are opening a hatch to get the crew members inside the equipment side of the airlock as they do venture over, and we do see the EMU that we currently have. I know you talked a little bit about the future of spacewalks. Where will this future spacewalks take place, and what are the goals for the suits?
Well, As I mentioned, the new suits are going to be used on both space station and on the moon lunar surface, and then some of those technologies could even play forward to Mars eventually. But we are looking to support the Artemis program with basically annual flights to the lunar surface. Our requirements right now are basically looking at about 24 hours of EVA per week while the crew is there on their annual visit to the lunar South Pole.
That is amazing to hear, and I know you are the new program manager for the new program, EVA and HSM, or the Human Surface Mobility Program. What are the importance of this for the Artemis missions?
Yeah, so our new program, we're very, very new. We just were formed and established here in January, so the team is just setting up, but we have a couple of goals. One of our goals is to make sure that we have consistency in our EVA capability across ISS and the Artemis campaigns. But then for the Artemis missions on the lunar surface, we're looking at a really integrated set of mobility capabilities. So the astronauts' ability to move away from the lander while they're suited, either in a non-pressurized rover that we call the Lunar Terrain Vehicle, or the LTV, or a pressurized rover. So bringing those elements all together under one program gives us a lot of advantages. We get to develop those systems synergistically, making sure the requirements are met and allocated across the systems, so that when we do get to the South Pole, we have a really well integrated, highly functioning set of lunar surface systems for the crews to be able to explore the lunar surface.
And that is great goals, and I know we're heading towards Artemis missions here soon. So is there anything else we need to know about the future of spacesuits?
I just think it's a really exciting time. We are in the process right now of evaluating proposals for our new suits. So we're looking forward to awarding that contract here in the next couple of months, and getting our new vendor or vendors on board with us so we can start working with them. We are hoping to have our new suit transitioned on the space station towards the end of 2025. And then, of course, we're looking at the new suit on the lunar surface for Artemis 3 also in the 2025 timeframe. So it's going to be a couple of really busy years for the EVA community.
And that is all we have time for today, but thank you, Laura, for joining us. Again, Laura Kearney is the program manager for the newly created Extravehicular Activity and Human Surface Mobility Program. Thanks, Laura.
Thank you so much for having me.
Alrighty, and we'll end our coverage here. This is Mission Control Houston.
Station Houston, no response required. The crew is no longer hot mic'd to the ground. Copy, thumbs up.
After 6 hours and 54 minutes, today's spacewalk ended. Let's look back at some of the accomplishments on the 247th spacewalk in support of station assembly, maintenance, and upgrades. NASA astronaut Kayla, Barron, and Chari have successfully installed the 3A modification kit and completed all tasks and some get-ahead tasks that included torquing and resetting ORU, or orbital ORU 3A. The crew successfully installed the 3A modification kit to the 3A power channel for future iROSA and ISS or ISS rollout solar array upgrades. They also had time permitting and completed a couple of get-ahead tasks as well, including breaking torque and resetting bolts on multiple orbital replacement units stored on the 3A integrated electronics assembly. The crew also completed an alpha magnetic spectrometer evaluation and then moved back inside to the airlock. With the completion of today's tasks, all a success, we have some updated statistics. Today, the 247 spacewalk and supportive ISS assembly maintenance and upgrades completed. Second spacewalk of 2022. This was the third spacewalk during Expedition 66. This was the second spacewalk for Kayla Barron, EV1, totaling 13 hours and 26 minutes. This was the first spacewalk for Chari, EV2, totaling 6 hours and 54 minutes. And the total spacewalk time over the ISS has been 1,562 hours and 31 minutes, which is the equivalent of 65 days, 1 hour and 31 minutes. With 3 spacewalks, Expedition 66 total time has been 20 hours and 37 minutes. European Space Agency astronaut Matthias Maurer and NASA astronaut Tom Marshburn are helping our 2 spacewalkers, Kayla Barron, red stripe, and Chari, the suit with no stripes, doff their suits. Currently, we see them removing the safer and the tools that are attached to the front of their suits.
Station Houston on 1, no response required. We see in the video, as you're working on EV1's ERCA, if you notice anything that was off nominal, if you can report on that. Specifically, we'd like inspection of the Velcro on the PLIS and any deltas or any discrepancies you see on the helmet light bracket. And Matthias, we do not hear you on Space to Ground 1.
Houston, sorry, I was talking on 5. So I took some photos. The helmet lights came off when we pulled Kayla in. Or maybe they were already off. We cannot really tell when the moment was. But here now on the ETA, definitely the helmet light is completely loose. And I took photos so that you can analyze, hopefully.
Okay, copy that, and also just let us know if you see any degradation of the PLIS Velcro where that strap would have been engaged.
Velcro looks fine.
Copy.
If you're just joining us, this is the end of the 247th Spacewalk. The crew is back inside after having a successful day on a 3A modification kit along with some get-ahead tasks. The crew, along with their suit-up lead and assistant, NASA astronaut Tom Marshburn and ESA astronaut Matthias Maurer, are now helping the two spacewalkers doff or take off their spacesuits. Currently, they are removing their gloves. Tom Marshburn just removed Chari's helmet, and Matthias Maurer just helped Kayla Barron remove her helmet as well. And right in the middle of your screen in the blue shirt is NASA astronaut Mark Vande Hei. He too had an important day today aboard the International Space Station. He had a record-breaking day where he now holds the U.S. single spaceflight record of 340 days, breaking the record from Scott Kelly. Vande Hei will leave the space station on March 30th, having logged 355 days in space, setting a new U.S. record. Congratulations, Mark. and with helmets off, that will end our coverage for today's EVA. Be sure to come back Wednesday, March 23rd, where we will have U.S. Spacewalk 80. We will start coverage